Hey, I've just gotten home from school. It's been a long day, but I wanted to remind you of some things we learned today. Accrual accounting, which is what we do in GAAP accounting, is based on two big concepts. Revenue is recognized when it's earned. That means we did the work, not anything to do with the cash. We did the work. So, if I have a consulting firm, when I do the work, I recognize the revenue. If I don't do the work, I don't get to recognize that revenue. I am just like sitting around doing nothing for as far as an income statement is concerned. And expenses are recognized when they're incurred. That's a hard word, but it means used or like related to the time passing. And the matching concept is a big term. You'll hear me say this over and over again. And everybody always says when I say, what is this concept? They say matching. Matching means not that my shirt matches my pants or whatever. It means that the expenses match the time or they match the exact revenue that I earned. So if I was consulting and I had expenses because I was running around doing expenses to consult, then they should match the time period in which I did that revenue. Or if I rented I leased a place so that I could do the consulting revenue, then that should match the time in which I earn the revenue. Does that make sense? That is really critical. So that is how we base our four adjusting entries. And I've given you a sheet that says AJEs, four basic AJEs. We need to know what those are. There are prepayments, which means the cash happens before the action. And there's two of those, prepaid revenue and prepaid expenses. And there are accruals. Now that sounds like the same word I'm talking about on the top of the sheet. Accruals are things that the action has happened first, but we haven't recorded them yet. So when you get a check in from the bank or you get a check in from anybody, then you record that check. You can't like not record it somewhere. But when you do the work, you might forget to record it. So the accrual accounting concept says, we did the work, let's make sure we record it on the books. And it may be a month end or year end that you do that. So we'll talk about each of these specifically in the next video.